Well, this is a video I never expected to make, never really wanted to make. We just got news about a few hours ago that Cedar Fair sold the land that California's Great America stands on, and the park will be shutting down. Not not today, but soon. So I'm gonna go into what we know so far. My thoughts, speculations about some of the rides, why they're doing this. Is it really the best option for them? Because this is big. This is the first park to really, first major park to be shut down for good. But that's going to be shut down and like scrapped completely since it's really Geauga Lake back in 2007. We had Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom, which was sold, but then not really sold. It was just, left there and then reopened. Of course, Six Flags New Orleans, that was before Geauga Lake, though. Closed down Astro World, same thing. Grand America, California's Grand America was a park that I don't really think that was going to happen. It's really out of left field. It feels out of left field because there's not a lot of parks that were like on their last leg or anything like that. Great America, they were scheduled to get some pretty big investments. They were more of a mid-tier Cedar Fair parks, that's for sure. They opened up, they were part of the two Marriott parks when they opened. Back in the 70s, they opened up with the Great America in Illinois that had been becoming Six Flags Great America, one of the flagship Six Flags parks. So it's not shouldn't be going anywhere anytime soon, I should say. But Cedar Fair, the Paramount actually bought the other one when Marriott sold the parks. Paramount Parks bought the other one, became Paramount's Great America. And they got some investments, not a whole lot. And then when Paramount sold all the parks and the split happened or whatever, Cedar Fair bought the park, and that was part of the deal, along with Carowinds, Canada's Wonderland, Kings Dominion, Kings Island, all that stuff. And they, for a while, didn't really pour much investment into the park. They did get Gold Striker in 2013. They really recently started pouring some pretty major investments into it, or looked like they were going to. They got Railblazer, an RMC Raptor prototype. They were scheduled to get a B&M Hyper and an Intamin Impulse, which is probably going to be the relocated Wicked Twister. Those plans seem to have gotten scrapped after COVID hit, which is understandable. So that isn't really going to happen. It was kind of just done down low. They were going to start pouring investments to other parks like Carowinds and stuff like that. But it seemed like it was still going in the right direction. So that's why this announcement kind of a little shocking to me. Because their statement said that they were trying to get rid of make more profit and try and get out of the debt that they were in because of COVID and stuff like that. So maybe let's see, like, what were they thinking here? What influenced the decision? Well, one's probably location, California, place that's in a big water shortage right now, high prices on everything, very little resources to go around. So there's going to be higher maintenance costs for the resources to repair the rides or get the resources that they need to run the park, food, drink, whatever, merchandise and stuff like that. They have competition in the area with Six Flags Discovery Kingdom right there, plus Magic Mountain and Knott's down south as well. But Knott's is in the same company. We got Magic Mountain down south. We got Disneyland down south as well. So you gotta worry about that. And then also the fact that the park is 100% developed and it is completely landlocked. That is a problem that has been prevalent for the park for a while. It's not been anything really new. Knott's is in the same boat. Canada's Wonderland, same boat. Cedar Point, almost the same boat. Not completely, but almost. So it's not anything new in the chain or for the park in general. They were scheduled to get a B&M Hyper, obviously, an Infinite Impulse. I could have seen them closing maybe down Grizzly, which is their older wooden roller coaster, to make room. That would have been interesting. They have plans, we can speculate them, but maybe they just landlocked and they just didn't see a lot of growth opportunity in the park, and they knew it was going to be a liability going forward. So maybe they just decided, well, let's shut it down, let's cut our losses and improve and relocate maybe some rides to other parks that can use a ride, new coaster or whatever, because of what they could be. So now it's still quite interesting that we get to this point. That's a huge shocker, because again, Great America wasn't on the bottom tier like with Dorney, Michigan's Adventure Valley Fair, Worlds of Fun, any of those parks. It was not on the same level as like Kings Island or Cedar Point or whatever. But it's still, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they could have gotten past it. I'm looking up something right now. Hold on. Right. So, what does this mean for the ride? What does this mean for the rides? Well, it's interesting, because there's a lot of coasters. The park doesn't have a huge amount of roller coasters. I'm pulling up their roller coasters right now because I can't get to it. There we go. All right, 8 more. So let's see. We got. Alright, let's pull this up. So we got. Okay. Alright, filters. Zero level attraction type roller coaster. Here we go. Show results. So let's take a look at the roller coasters. I'm only going to go through the roller coasters. Obviously, some other flat rides could be relocated, redistributed, if they felt needed to be. So that could be something that they could do. That iconic carousel, I would like that to possibly be a little bit of a monument to the park that's left there. And they redevelop land around it, or they move it to a different park, or an off-site location to pay homage to the park. I would love to see that. But let's talk about some of the roller coasters. They got 9 coasters. Let's talk about the Demon first, an Arrow Looper. That's probably going to get scrapped. Gold Striker, sadly, I'm going to say that one also gets scrapped. It's a wooden coaster. It's almost 10 years old. I can't see it really being a good enough of a value for them to relocate. It's a great coaster, and I think a lot of people would like to see it be relocated. But it just doesn't seem very viable option. I don't know about the Kitty Coaster. Probably going to be scrapped. Patriot, probably going to be scrapped or relocated. It did just get a refurbishment, so maybe relocated to a smaller park. But it could very easily be scrapped. Psycho Mouse, probably same thing. Grizzly, probably going to get scrapped. Woodstock Express, probably going to get scrapped. But then there's 2 that I think will be. Flight Deck, even. Their B&M Invert. No, we're going to lose a B&M Invert. No. A lot of people do like Flight Deck. This one I think has a pretty good option, a pretty good possibility of being relocated and refurbished for another park that doesn't have a B&M Invert. There are a few left in the Cedar Fair chain. Like you could go to King's Dominion. You could go to Canada's Wonderland. Could even go to Michigan's Adventure or Valley Fair. I think that would be very, very interesting. And then the one I think it's almost a guarantee that's going to be relocated is Railblazer, their RMZ Raptor that they just got in 2019. Barring heavy maintenance issues with the coaster, I think it's probably going to stay. Probably going to stay in operation and go to a different park that could use it. And I think it'll stick around for good ride ratings. You still get a new ride to a smaller park and stuff like that. Maybe more rides, maybe more coasters will be relocated. We don't quite know, because we don't quite know when the park exactly is going to shut down. The window they've got is 11 years, it seems like, what I heard. 11 years is the maximum amount of time the park's going to lease staying open. Because I think that's when their lease with the land ends. They're not renewing their lease for the next time. They're just getting it out of the way and done. But some people think the Cedar Fair is going to try and bow out of this lease early, within the next 5 to 10 years even. But 11 years is the longest it'll be open. I mean, Railblazer, their newest coaster, will be 14 at the time, and who knows what's going to close down by then. With this announcement, what are they going to do? Are they going to try and pour investments into the park? What investments would they pour in to try and maybe get rides ready to be relocated? Maybe sell it, not save. I don't know if they're going to be able to save the park. Maybe save the park. I don't know what they're going to be able to do. Are they going to see what rides are going to do? They're going to start relocating rides early to get them over to new parks and get time for them to get over there. We don't quite know. But this is very shocking and sad news. I'm not. I mean, again, I've never been there. You know, I don't live in the California area, live around the area of the park, or in California at all. I'm very far away. I've never been to it. But it sucks. You know, it always sucks when these rides and parks have to close down for good and get scrapped. You know, classics. And the park didn't have a huge illustrious history behind it, but it's been there for a long, long time. It's had a good amount of history behind it, and it's only was going to get more. Now, really not going to see much more. I don't think they're going to pour a lot of big investments in the park. I think they're just going to pour anything they pour in is going to be small. I think they're going to keep the park the way it is, try and bow out at least a little early, so it doesn't look like the park's just laying dead for a decade or whatever. But that really sucks, and I hope most of the rides do get a good new home, or they can help other rides with parts stay open for a longer amount of time. And maybe one day I'll get to ride the remnants of the park. Maybe I'll try and get over there. Who knows? Who knows where I'll be in 11 years? Who knows where the park will be in 11 years? It could already be gone. We don't quite know. If I get a chance to go out there, though, I know for a heartbeat I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna ride everything, explore the park. It's gonna be awesome. I really hope that I can probably do that. But we just gotta see. But this is huge news in the industry, and I just could not refrain from talking about it here on the channel. It is huge, as I keep saying. But what are your guys' thoughts on the park closing? Do you think this is calling bluff? Is it real? It looks like it's real. They sold the land. How long's the park got? What are the coasters? What are the fate of the coasters? Other rides? What's gonna happen? We can just really speculate at this point, and just hope. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Until next time, stay tuned for much more amazing content. Till next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.